Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my brothers and sisters. We are in a small jet flying from Manila to Sultan Kudarat. But we have to go to a place called General Santos, and from there it's a 2-hour journey. It's a 2-hour journey to Sultan Kudarat. So it's quite a long journey, 2 hours by plane, 2 hours by road. The weather is a little bit humid. It has a lot of heat, mashallah. But how do you manage, Doctor, to actually come in from Egypt, have lectures immediately, rest a little bit, get up early morning, get to the airport, fly again. As soon as we land, we're having a little bit of a rest.
He was napping after his lecture last
After that, mashallah.
Look, normally, if you're traveling for business or for leisure, you will be experiencing jet lag, you will be exhausted, lacking sleep, extremely tired. But subhanallah, 3 of us are wallahi enjoying it so much. Even though we thought we're gonna sleep in the plane, but you guys are not letting me even take a little nap.
Can I say something? Usually when you have a small private jet, you can hardly rest in it because the seats do not recline completely. It's better to actually be in a commercial flight. There is more space, you can stand up, you can walk a little bit, come this way, that way. And yes, this is right here, you see? It's very high. So even when we stand, you got to bend, you're in ruku. So as much as people say, oh, small jet, private jet, charter jet, it's convenient, but it's not always comfortable.
But reiterating what Dr. Salah was mentioning, yesterday I landed at 4 p.m. The event already started. I was at the airport. I was on medication, very drowsy, tired, in pain, but I couldn't wait to see you again and reunite together, alhamdulillah. So it's been a pleasure always traveling with you.
By Allah, whenever you're going out for the sake of Allah, fi sabilillah, وَإِنَّهُ لَيَسِيرٌ عَلَى مَنْ يَسَّرَهُ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ. It is easy for whomsoever Allah makes it easy for. Otherwise, it is extremely tiring. You experience a great deal of fatigue, lacking sleep, and you feel like, is it daytime or nighttime? Sometimes, wallahi, I wake up and I do not realize, I don't know where am I, which country I'm in. I said to myself, I get up and I look in my phone, and I want to check out the hotel room. Where am I? I do not even recognize which country I'm in. Subhanallah, to that
In the beginning, when we took off, I told Mufti Menk, are you tired or is there something bothering you? Within 15 minutes, mashallah, he's back on and we started.
No, I told you I was very tired. I still am very tired. But alhamdulillah, ta'ab, at least we are tired for the right reasons.
Alhamdulillah.
Some people are tired for the wrong reasons. So we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But something interesting, you see, when you have people who love each other for the sake of Allah, they look forward to meeting each other with no other aim besides, to be happy that I'm meeting someone I clearly and dearly love fi sabilillah and liwajhillah.
And loving each other for the sake of Allah is highly rewarding.
Habibi, whenever we used to go for a field trip or a picnic, my mother would pack biscuits, candies, and stuff like that. MashaAllah. Like our mother.
MashaAllah. Show us, Sheikh, what are the brands you carry?
Here's a bag full of biscuits.
So here is the bag. Look, if you want to look at it.
So you're
Basically,
comparing
I
Mufti
wanna
Menk to
show
your
you.
mom?
Yes, indeed.
Look, this is from South Africa. So I bring you what I like. The ginger nuts.
Ginger biscuits.
This is some
We
tennis
finished the
biscuits.
chocolate.
See,
The
tennis
chocolate
biscuits.
version of this is already gone.
There is
MashaAllah.
and here is
Tennis.
this one is the chocolates.
Oh,
So
it's another one.
Favorite.
Mashallah. So
This
these
is
three
my
are my favorite. First
This
the
we hide
chocolates,
behind here
then the
because so
tennis,
tasty,
and then
mashallah.
the ginger nuts. And then I also bought some of the jellies, those
Yes.
hearts.
Oh,
Yeah, they're finished.
That's gone.
That's gone.
We should have shown the people the love,
I normally have, and I have a few bottles of water. So I have so many little children that subhanallah, when I'm traveling, we need to
And the
carry
big
these.
luggage, ما خفي كان أعظم.
And subhanallah,
Yeah.
it looks like my mom's back.
Allah.
MashaAllah. So he's looking after every one of us. And those biscuits are amazing, MashaAllah. So basically, we're not tired. We're not missing anything. As a matter of fact, wallahi, we're having a lot of fun. We are definitely enjoying ourselves and our times and the company. To the extent that You know, when you love somebody for the sake of Allah, when you wake up at night and you pray for them, this is us. Alhamdulillah wa shukrullah. And furthermore, when you know that, subhanallah, in these journeys, somebody takes shahada, somebody becomes rightly guided. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, indeed, if Allah were to guide through you one single person, one single human being from Africa, from Asia, from Russia, from the States, from Europe, that is gonna be before Allah better for you than the whole world and what it contains. There is nothing that can match that.
Does that also relates to guiding a Muslim, for example, who is lost?
Yes.
Does that hadith is applicable to
There
us?
is a fact that we all acknowledge that the vast majority of Muslims don't pray. There is a huge number of Muslims don't even know what Allah wants them to do. I still remember, alhamdulillah, after a few families started practicing, one brother used to tell me that, Sheikh, for 40 years we used not to pray. We never enter the masjid. He says, Wallahi, we don't know when does Ramadan begin or when is it Eid. Muslims. And guess what? Born and raised to Muslim families and in Muslim lands. But now they were living in the States. So when I asked, and what did you used to celebrate? He said, Christmas Eve. Muslims, they don't know when is Eid. Subhanallah.
I've also come across, and I asked in some of my lectures, that who has read the Quran in a language they understand. The majority of them, maybe 95%, they said no, they have not. So imagine, they might know how to read the Arabic, but they don't know the meaning of it. They haven't ever read the translation cover to cover, born Muslims. In fact, those who put their hands up to say they did read it, many of those were reverts. They read the entire Quran and they come to Islam, or they studied it. And many born Muslims don't. So to encourage people to do a lot of good, to read the Quran, to understand the message of the Quran, to understand the importance of getting close to Allah. Who is Allah? Why do you need a relationship with Him? This is what we go around the world telling the people.
We met a brother in Europe whose father is Moroccan Muslim, his mom is an Italian Christian. And subhanAllah, we heard that he's a Muslim from a Muslim background. We asked him, can you take us to the masjid? Because we need to pray. He couldn't even recognize the word masjid. And upon a little bit of conversation, we came to know that he grew up actually non-Muslim, don't know anything about Islam. So I even offered him, when he drove us to the masjid, we explained what is the masjid to him. When he drove us there, I told him, I can teach you. Come with me. He said, no.
You know, amazing, right now in the world, there is literally a campaign against the identity of a Muslim. They want you to lose your identity. They want you to lose yourself. They want you not to be disciplined. They want you not to have morals and values. Just lose yourself. Do whatever you want. That's the whole...
They want to disconnect, especially the youth, from Islam. And alhamdulillah, what makes us happy most is that I assume, and Allah knows best, that alhamdulillah, we have been very appealing to the youth. Why am I saying that? It is not to praise ourselves, but by me looking at the audience,
Yes.
by me looking at those who actually pay in order to get tickets to attend the lectures.
Very young, mashallah.
Vast majority of them are youth.
Alhamdulillah.
Just mentioning payment, I can quickly say the payments are not for me or Doctor or my brother Wael. The payment is by the organizers in order to cover part of the costs of hiring the place, the sound, the whatever technical. Yes, so many other things. And usually our lectures are always available totally free of charge online at some point. So don't say, oh, I need to pay to hear you. No. If you want to attend in person, you have to participate in making that available.
In fact, you told me
fair.
something very, very beautiful when you said that the amount you pay for the ticket is actually a contribution for da'wah.
You're a sponsor towards da'wah. Everyone who paid $5, $1, $20, $10, that is your contribution towards. You get a full reward for the whole activity because you made it possible. So let's not look at it that way. But going back to the youth, that's the reason why sometimes you find guys like us, you know, we won't, we will speak in a certain way, we will do certain things. You might find it when recently I did something for the youth, and some people are saying, oh, that's cringy, you know. It's okay if it's cringy, because you know what?
It's appealing to somebody else.
It's appealing to the youth and the young people and the little ones, sometimes the kids. And when I move around, small kids want to say, oh, Sheikh, salam alaikum. It was never like this a few years ago, wallahi. You kids used to run away from the sheikhs. I used to run away when I was little. Even I needed to take tea to go and give it to some of the people sitting with my father. I didn't want to go because I was, you know, scared or inconvenient, whatever. So alhamdulillah, this is changing, and we do some things, and we in certain things.
We have an example,
It's not haram.
Akhi Ayman, for example, and how his way reaching out to the youngsters and people who
Yes.
perhaps are not into the deen.
That's so true. It appeals. That's why
he's creating an
I
influence.
said to him as well that, look, my brother, as much as you're not a sheikh or anything, you can motivate people towards doing good. There's nothing wrong. Speak about your experience. You see, people say don't talk about the haram you did. He's not proud
It's
about
not boasting,
it.
yeah.
He's speaking about it to tell the youngsters, I know what is out in the market, and you should not be on drugs, because I was there and I know how it destroyed me, or I was in the gangster circles and so on. So alhamdulillah, it's a good thing.
So parents, you need really to support this cause, because if I find somebody who is appealing to my kids, and my kids love to listen to them, and they become rightly guided because of their instructions and their teachings, wallahi, I owe them a lot, especially nowadays. May Allah protect us and our family members, all our children, and guide all the Muslim youth toward His best. And may Allah keep us steadfast on His straight path, especially nowadays. Inshallah, we will continue to unplug until it is totally unplugged.
I mean,
Barakallah feek. And while we are here so many thousand feet above sea level, wallahi, we are making dua whenever we can for our brothers and sisters in Palestine. And we are actually, we weep for them. We will continue to do whatever we can.
I think we never started any lecture for the past many weeks since the latest happening without including without including them in our dua.
Allahu Akbar. May Allah grant them goodness. May Allah grant them victory. May Allah Almighty protect them from the enemies. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant them the best of this world and the next.
Allahumma.
There is the case going on at the moment in the international court. International court. We ask Allah Almighty to actually expose all of the crimes that the Israelis are committing
Salutation
against
to South
humanity,
Africans.
against this entire people, and it is indeed a genocide, one of the worst that we've known of, and in our lives it is the worst. What makes me so upset is that they are happy to do it. They are enjoying committing the genocide. They are
defending
enjoying it.
Yes.
I've seen so many videos of these young people
Celebrating
in their army enjoying what they're doing and threatening more and doing the worst crimes. Hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakeel.
More and more rabbis are coming forward to say we're only fulfilling the instructions of the Torah. The Torah commands us to kill them, men, women, children. As a matter of fact, if you check out in Deuteronomy and in Joshua, it says kill all of them, men, women, children, and even animals. Do not spare anyone. So this is really sad that some people with this mentality, they live among us and they think that killing innocent human beings is perceived as an act of worship to please their God. I don't know what kind of God do they worship.
Hasbunallahu wa
So
ni'mal
we wanted our brothers and sisters never to forget the cause of the Palestinians, never to stop talking about it and educating our children. Find reputable organizations whenever you can to support them, to send them aid. Not just dua. Dua is one, by default we must make dua. That's ibadah, right? That's dua huwa al-ibadah. Dua is the essence of worship. So that's by default should be part of our daily lives. But on the top of that, we must help him in any way we can, inshallah ta'ala.
Inshallah. Barakallah feekum.
Yeah.
Inshallah, we will continue with the unplugged sessions. Barakallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Salam.